Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. So for this video we have something a bit different now. The whole idea behind this video came from when I was streaming the other night and I was playing with a player called KingKev999 and they had an absolutely beastly Scarlet Witch and she was nuking mobs left, right and centre, which was great and helped me out a lot. Now as you can see on the screen, I've set up my own Scarlet Witch as a result of that. Now the reason I've done that is it's a well known fact that the best way to farm shield supply boosts is you want to hit chapter 9, which is the ancient rune site, and then what you want to do, fly around the level, fire off chaos rift when you have max chaos energy, and you'll instantly nuke elite mobs, as you can see we're doing right now. Now one thing that can slow down your farm time is the fact that you use your signature to completely regen your chaos energy. Very often you'll use all your chaos energy before that actually happens and it can slow you way down. Now for that reason I spent the day today looking over the different gear slots and all the options available, trying to figure out how I could get my chaos energy and chaos sustain as high as possible so I could sustain it for the 40 seconds until my signature is available and it comes back up again, and it's actually pretty easily done. So what I'm going to do in this video is I've obviously shown you where you can go to farm this. So as mentioned, it's chapter 9 ancient runes. You want to pop your 5 stack of shield supply boosts if you have them. If you've got infinity points, put them into chaos energy. That's nice and simple. For the gear you can use to get your full sustain to really speed up your farm times, what I'll do is I'll actually run through all the gear slots you've got available and I'll discuss the best options that you can actually use to get the perfect build for farming with Scarlet Witch. So what we'll actually do first is I'll very quickly show off the skills for anyone that's unfamiliar. Once we've done that, we'll then run through all the gear as well. So enjoy, and I hope this is useful. Now before we bring up the gear and check out all the different ways we can actually either gain chaos energy or help us sustain it, I'll quickly show off the 2 skills that we're actually using here. It's very simple. Firstly, you have Chaos Rift. At the moment, because I actually have chaos energy active, you can see the chaos effect is saying 100% chance to instantly destroy minor enemies. So minor enemies is trash all the way up to elites that have the yellow glow to them, so it really is pretty amazing. Now the other skill that's important here would be Unmake Reality, and the reason for that is this will also it will get rid of all the minor enemies for you, but not only that, it will restore 100% of your chaos energy. So what you want to aim to do is have a large enough chaos pool and enough actual sustain to last the cooldown, and at the moment, because I don't have any chaos reduction affixes, the current cooldown is 39.1 seconds, but I can manage that easily with the setup I've got. It really is pretty simple. But on the subject of that setup, let's check out the gear we're using here. Now before we work our way around the gear wheel and discuss all the different ways where we can either gain chaos energy or gain a way to actually have sustain on chaos energy, I'll quickly mention you don't need all the options I've got, because as you've seen at the start of the video, I have more than enough sustain to last the 40 seconds until my signature is back up again. So don't worry if you don't have as much as this. I have been specifically grinding all these different items for this video so I could show them off. But if we start off, slot number 1 doesn't actually offer us anything for the setup we're using, so we jump to slot number 2, and with this one you can add an endurance stimulator. You can actually add that to slot 4 as well, so that's slot 2 and 4. You add the endurance stimulator, they offer 20 chaos energy each, so you're looking at 40 in total. We then have slot number 3. Now on this one you can add the Agamato Enhancer, costs 100 legendary marks. That's the reason I've not put it on it, because it's not a great piece of gear, but that will offer you chaos energy. On top of this, you'll notice that it says there's a chance on hit to create an orb that regenerates health and restores chaos energy. Now if we quickly jump to slot number 5, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. If we look here, this has an affix, which is when you use your medkit, you and nearby allies restore 5%. It says spirit, but it will be chaos energy. Now the reason I jumped to this is both slots 3 and 5 can roll these 2 affixes we've just discussed, so you want to look for at least one of the affixes on each of them, and if you can get both of them then that's ideal. But if we look at, it'll be, let's see, slot number 4 now. We don't have anything from an affix perspective, but as mentioned you can add the endurance stimulator for the 20 chaos energy. And then there we go, we've got the slot 5 that we've already discussed with the medkit restore. Now tied in with that medkit restore, we also have the fact that in certain rings you can have your medkit's cooldown reduced by 1 second, so it means every 9 seconds we can be restoring 5% chaos energy, which is fantastic. Now if we look at the artifacts, before I look at the individual ones I'm using, I'll mention that you can add reserve mods to them and they will actually bump up your chaos energy even higher. Now the artifact I'm using at the moment is a nice easy one to get. It's an Asgardian runestone. I believe it offers up to, I think it's 100 chaos energy. Ideally in place of this you would want Electro's boss artifact, which offers 80 chaos energy, 10% cost reduction in chaos energy, and it also has a critical hit setup where you'll restore chaos energy and hit, and when you drop below 25% of max chaos energy you'll start regenerating that as well. So it's really fantastic. If you can get the cosmic version of it, you want to look for the one that either has 150 chaos energy or the 10% reduction to your signature, and that would work amazingly well. But the next artifact we have, another easy one to get. This offers up to 300 chaos energy. There are actual options on it we're not too bothered about. It's all about the chaos energy here. We then have improved arc reactors. This is a recipe you get through crafting, and I managed to get that today. I believe it offers in the region of a whopping 550 chaos energy, which is huge. It really does help a lot. Next up, pretty obvious this one I've chosen. We went for the Relic of Gibram, so that's offering up to 200 chaos energy. You can see it all really stacking up here. If we then look at the catalyst, you can get chaos energy on that as well. I believe it's up to 100, so I've not got the best of rolls, but anything does help. Now on top of this one, this is a perfect catalyst here for this setup. You have, when you hit with a power, you generate 5 chaos energy, and also when I use my medkit I will regenerate 100 chaos energy, and that's on top of the 5% we're generating as well. So we're really getting it from a ton of sources here. Now if we then look at the medallion, this bottom green affix can roll on any of the medallions, and if it's a cosmic medallion it goes higher. It's got a huge 248 chaos energy. I've got a feeling the cap will probably be 250, which is pretty great. Now finally, if we look at this here, we have the Warlock's Eye, and this is offering for the rank 2, which you don't really need. You can work your way towards it while you're farming the boxes, but the rank 2 will also offer 200 chaos energy. So as you can see, there's a ton of places you can get it. You can get a whole lot, and actually doing this particular video has got me thinking about other characters that rely on either a large spirit pool for either sustain, or maybe they use it for damage, such as Deadpool. How high we can push their damage if we're going to be looking at all these different sources of where we can maintain and also gain spirit from. So if there's anything I've missed, which I may have, let me know in the comments below, and as always I'll add it to a pinned post on this video. But I hope this was useful, and if there's any other questions or anything else, feel free to ask.